From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina Navidad. Governor General Mary Simon is urging Canadians to treat their mental health with the same care as their physical health this holiday season. In a New Year's message, she also says she's committed to working with people to advance climate action, foster reconciliation with Indigenous peoples, and celebrate Canada's diversity. And as Canada gets ready to ring in the new year at midnight, others across the globe are already into 2025. Auckland became the first major city to celebrate with fireworks. Countries in the South Pacific Ocean are the first to ring in the new year, with midnight in New Zealand striking 18 hours before the ball drop in Times Square in New York, where reporter Aaron Katersky says security is tight.
The police are taking no chances. Manholes are being sealed off, trash cans removed, and spectators are allowed to bring in no umbrellas, no bags, and no booze.
But conflict muted acknowledgements of the new year in places like Ukraine and the Middle East. The United Nations Human Rights Office says Israel's attacks on and around hospitals have pushed Gaza's health system to the brink of total collapse, just a week after Israeli forces raided a hospital in the territory's north.
In Gaza City, wounded patients told the Associated Press how they were forced out of the Kamal Adwan hospital. Wissam Warsh, being treated for internal bleeding, says Israeli forces gave the lead doctor 10 minutes notice and fired shells around the building. Some patients said the worst part was being left naked in the cold for hours. The health ministry says several thousand Palestinians in Gaza need medical treatment abroad. I'm Jennifer King.
In another war, Ukraine's Air Force reported Russian missile and drone attacks on the capital city and other regions early today. Meanwhile, Russia's defense ministry says its air defenses shot down 68 Ukrainian drones over several regions. In business, experts say it's never too late to start tracking money. Canadian press reporter Naira Ahmed has details.
A financial literacy expert says it's becoming more important to track money as the cost of living keeps going up. And it's good to go into 2025 with a plan that includes auditing things like subscriptions you don't use anymore and budgeting. Since most people feel motivated at the beginning of the year, Jessica Morgan suggests picking a method that works for tracking money, whether that's an app, spreadsheet, computer software, or simply pen and paper. Morgan says prices have been changing constantly, and it's better to adjust the next year's budget based on real-time costs. Naira Ahmed, The Canadian Press.
Noah and Charlotte were the most common names for newborns in New Brunswick in 2024, while Theodore, William, and Jack were most popular in Nova Scotia. In BC, there were 216 Olivers born in the past year. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canadian tennis star Gabriela Dabrowski has revealed she played through 2024 while undergoing treatment for breast cancer. She delayed part of that treatment so she could compete at Wimbledon, where she reached the women's doubles final. Bragging rights and important playoff round seedings are on the line tonight when Canada and the U.S. square off at the World Junior Hockey Championship Tournament. Canadian forward Easton Cowan says the game has been circled on the calendar.
A lot of people will be watching in a sold-out Canadian Tire Center, so something you dream of as a kid, and we're all really excited.
Canada lost earlier in the tournament to Latvia while beating Germany and Finland. In NHL action, the Toronto Maple Leafs placed captain Auston Matthews on the injured reserve list with an upper body injury just hours before the Leafs beat the New York Islanders 3-1. Later today, the Winnipeg Jets are in Denver to take on the Colorado Avalanche. In PWHL action, the Toronto Scepters face the Ottawa Charge. From the Canadian Press, I'm Brenda Molina Navidad.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.